All right. So I am streaming this to Zoom, to YouTube, while we also kind of go through things together. Right. So let me go over back to my Zoom here. And all right, so welcome everybody. For those that don't know me, I am April Cox, and I am the founder of Little Labradoodle Publishing and the creator of Self-Publishing Made Simple. And I do these live sessions as a way to help new authors just learn a little bit about self-publishing, because I am so tired of all of the confusion and things that are out there that cause so many authors to stumble, to give up on their books, and to get tied up with predatory publishers or go in the wrong direction and waste so much time and so much money. So I said, back with that. I'm going to be here for these guys. I'm going to open up and just do some free things, let people come on, ask their questions, and do what, help in any way that I can. And of course, I do have, courses and other things that you can do after that. But I'm here at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern on Wednesdays and 8 o'clock Eastern on Wednesdays to answer your questions. I see some familiar faces, but we've got a new face. Hi, Kevin. Welcome. Want to just feel free to introduce yourself and go ahead and ask your question.
All righty. Well, I'm Kevin Hall, and I'm happily enjoying my retirement and getting ready to launch my third book. I spent 40 years in the private sector, and afterwards, when I retired, what do I do next? And my grandkids kept prompting me to tell them stories of when I was a kid and what it was like then. So one thing led to another, and as such, my first two books were born. And now I'm on to my third book, and that's kind of where I'm getting into some of my questions now.
Okay.
The first two books I put up on Amazon through KDP.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm looking at a whole bunch of, I guess you would call them more, I don't know, maybe it's the roadmap for releasing a book, etc. And the reason I say that is I've taken a lot of online courses, not knowing what this whole publishing world was like, even though one of the companies I worked for was Xerox, and we got into a lot of printing there. But a lot of the technology, the words, etc., it becomes a whole new thing to learn. Mm-hmm. So with this one, I'm struggling with, do I launch it through KDP? Do I go through Ingram Sparks? And what are the differences there? Are there other avenues to launch it? Also struggling with, I have my own website, but how do I build in like MailerLite so that I can start collecting all the email addresses, etc. And then also with this one, I'm struggling as to how to finite the book blurb on the back cover. Okay. I have the cover. It was created by a graphics designer, and absolutely love the cover. And I have the book right now out for review, which is a whole thing onto itself. How can you get a lot of reviews? I've got a number of people willing to read it, but not in the time frame I need to have it back, so I can stick to a launch plan. Yeah. So those are kind of the questions I'm wrestling with right now.
Okay, so let's take it one at a time. So right now you don't have anything up on Amazon for that third book, right?
That's correct.
Okay, so your first question had to do with Amazon KDP versus Ingram Spark, right?
Right.
So I just first of all, this is a picture book, is that right? Is it?
Actually, it's not. It is my first two books were more a lot of pictures inside it, but the first two are what I call memoir history. I write nonfiction.
Okay.
And the third book, though, if I tell you the title, you would probably get what it's about. And the title is Signs: The Veil is Thinner Than We Imagine. and a lot of very interesting stories from different folks I've interviewed, some stories of my own, some stories of friends and people we know, stories of folks from the 9/11 that were in the Twin Towers. One guy was the last one out while it was collapsing. And I've talked to these folks and I got their stories, and some of them, I mean, the hair on the back of your neck will start to stand up. So that's what this next book is all about. And it's going to be a much broader audience than my first
So
two.
you're trying to do something so this would appeal to adults. It's not
Yes, it's right.
Okay. And so, and of course that makes it a little bit harder to get reviews, because you have to have people read the book and then give you an honest review. But it takes time. And if you can, what you're doing to get the book in the hands of reviewers and beta readers is actually, or we call it our advanced reader group, or ARC group, right? The ones that receive the advanced reader copies. So in order to really launch well, you're going to need to make sure that they have time to read everything. So what's the pressure to turn it around really quickly? Is it trying to get things out before Christmas?
Actually, yeah, I had originally wanted to bring it out in September. I realized that wasn't realistic. So then I shot for the end of October, beginning of November, giving me enough time to get it out before Christmas.
So do you see this as a gift that people will be purchasing for people at Christmas time?
Yeah, I kind of view it as a good stocking stuffer or a gift. One of the other things I really found as I did the interviews here is there's a lot of people that are, you know, we all are saddened when a loved one passes, but some of them have experiences that they might not really see for what they really are after the fact. And I want to try to set the stage inside of the book that it's okay to question it, that it's okay to understand and realize this is all part of life, both here and the afterlife. And that's what I'm bringing out within the book. It will help people as much as it might educate people.
Okay. So if what you do is kind of rush it to market before you have all of the, you know, your ducks in a row for launching well, then you may get it out there quickly, but if you don't have a large platform, you're not really going to get a lot of sales to begin with. So my recommendation to you is really consider, do you have a large platform that you can drive sales for the book? Have you been marketing it? Have you been doing what you're supposed to be doing so that when you move forward more quickly, are you driving the kind of sales you're going to need? Because otherwise, if you launch and then, you know, you get some family and friends and then it just goes silent, that is not going to be good for your book in the long term. So my recommendation would be to really look into next year to launch, and to give yourself the time to set up your launch team, get feedback from your ARC group. If you've got people that are renowned that you can get some editorial reviews, really launch this well and well planned out so that all of the ducks are in a row. You'll be able to move forward quickly with Amazon ads and other things to drive more traffic, but you've got your social proof in place and you've got your launch team engaged in providing you those reviews. Otherwise, you can have the book just kind of like you go, yay, I made my launch date. And then it's like, I should have waited. And I would hate to see that happen to you.
Yeah, and one of the other reasons I was looking for the fall time is that from what I've seen with the other books and talking with other authors, the first couple of months of the year, book sales tend to be flat. So I wanted to try to get ahead of that. So if I do launch it later, then I'll probably be looking towards March or afterwards.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. March seems to be a good time because there seems to be that after Christmas, people are recovering, and there's
Mhm.
that, hangover for spending over Christmas time. So yeah, March timeframe would probably be really good for you and give you plenty of time to build up your launch team and your marketing plan and everything you need to have in place to move forward. Some people that are launching books will do, a few months worth of pre-orders and things like that. And,
Yeah,
and having an extended pre-order could be really helpful for you, so that once it goes live, so you can still market and build, but then, it officially gets released in March. Something like that could actually be another option for you.
okay.
You
No,
asked about KDP versus Ingram.
right.
So my next question to you, you're not doing an offset print, right? You want to do print on demand?
Oh, sure. Yes.
Okay, so with Ingram Spark, what that will do for you is open you up for more distribution. So
Mhm.
Ingram Spark will send your book to Barnes and Noble and Walmart and Target, and so it has like 35,000 places that will then have access, like bookstores, libraries, and things like that, to your book. You still need to do the legwork and contact in order to have them bring it into stores, but your book will immediately appear on their websites. So barnesandnoble.com, you can find a lot of the new books that would just click publish and
Mhm.
enabled, and then within a day or two it's on Barnes and Noble, and then it takes a little longer for Target and Walmart.
Right.
But you can also, when you're reaching out to bookstores, let them know, do you work with local authors? My book is on Ingram. It's available for you to bring into the store. I can come in and do a book signing. So having it available through Ingram is really helpful for you.
Okay.
And I would focus on paperbacks, because the
Oh,
paperbacks
yeah.
are going to be so much better for you as far as profitability goes. Hardcovers, there's literally almost no profit whatsoever.
Yep.
So I mean, it's a lot better especially for the longer books, to just work through the paperback versions.
Yeah, I had heard, Ingram does give you different distribution channels. My
Mhm.
first two books, like I said, I went through KDP. They did wind up on Barnes and Noble, Walmart, Goodreads, on and on. I mean, several different websites out there.
Mhm.
But I only launched it on KDP, but I did put expanded distribution there.
Yeah, the expanded distribution through Amazon can push it out to some of those other places. But what happens is there's a big resistance to Amazon out there. So when you go to bookstores and things like that, they're not going to want to go to Amazon
Right.
to purchase something, because that's a big competitor of theirs. And same thing with some libraries. They prefer to stay away from Amazon. So unless, their reach is much, much less than if you go with Ingram Spark. So I would say don't do expanded distribution for the new book, and do it through Ingram Spark. And it's not that, the effort is pretty much very similar to what you did uploading your book to Amazon.
Okay,
And
so if
the
I go
files are
through,
pretty similar.
okay, if I go through Ingram Sparks, I have to get my own ISBN. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
I would recommend you do that anyway.
Okay,
Even Amazon is going to give you they give you a free ebook, but you're going to definitely want to get your own, because you want to be listed as the publisher. You don't want
right.
Amazon to be the publisher, or Ingram Spark. Hi, Brandy. Welcome. You're on mute, girl.
All right, I'm here. How are you?
I'm good. We're just kind of chatting a little bit. We've got some others. So let's open it up. Does anybody else have a question? And we can certainly come back, Kevin, to some more of your stuff. Go ahead, Pat.
Sure.
I have a question about when you said, I have my own ISBNs, but if you were to publish like a low content book, a journal, low content, or a coloring book, would you just let KDP assign you the ISBN, or would you?
Yeah, you could. If it's something that you only expect to sell on Amazon, and you're not really worried about distribution or anything like that, you can just allow them to give you the free ISBN. That's not a problem.
Because then you can still sell it on your own, get author copies
Right.
and sell it.
That's right.
I
Yes.
just don't know if it's worthwhile for a coloring book or a low
Yeah,
content.
I
or
agree.
journal.
I
Okay.
agree, especially because we have to pay for our ISBNs. If I was in a country that didn't have to pay, then I would probably be looking for ways, I wouldn't be worried about it. But
Okay.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, you're welcome.
I have a question, April.
Go ahead.
When you were just speaking with Kevin, you talked about having pre-orders on possibly for a month, 2 months, so on and so forth. With my book specifically, if I have pre-orders, let's say for 2 weeks, would that be real? Is that the way it works with a children's book? And how long is it between the pre-order and then the paperback being available? I mean,
Yeah,
is
so,
there a structure
there's a
around
couple
the
of different things. So with pre-orders on KDP, you can put your ebook on pre-order.
right?
Right now, they don't have the ability for you to do pre-orders for paperbacks. Although my heart skipped a beat earlier or yesterday when I was working with Lee's book, because there's a beta feature that now lets you select the date for your paperback to be published. So I was like, oh, maybe this is a pre-order coming. Unfortunately, it's not. It says this is not pre-order. So, but you can, instead of having to remember, oh, I got to go back 3 days before I'm supposed to be published, and click the publish button on that. So now they're allowing you, if you're in that beta, you should be seeing it on that first page. When you set up your book, you can actually choose the date, similar to what they show on your KDP ebook, where you can say, yes, I want to release my book on such and such a date. So there's no pre-orders for paperbacks on KDP yet. I hope it's coming soon, but not yet. So what you would need to do is go through Ingram Spark for your pre-orders on your print books. So with Ingram Spark, you're able to put in future dates for publishing, and it will show up on Amazon, because they distribute to Amazon, as a pre-order. So when you're talking about pre-order questions, I like to tell people, if you're trying to build, some momentum and build for pre-orders, I would like to see at least 4 weeks, 6 weeks or more to be able to build the pre-orders for your print books. But because you have a children's book that we're trying to get out for Christmas time, then that's a whole different story, right? We say, okay, we're not going to do big, long pre-orders. One reason some people do long pre-orders like that is because they're trying to hit certain bestseller lists, right? They're trying to hit USA Today or New York Times bestseller list, Wall Street Journal, and you must sell a certain number of books in a week. You need to sell 5,000 or 10,000 books in a week. And so when they have this big, long, preview period, pre-order, and then it goes live, all of those pre-orders count towards, and it doesn't happen on Amazon, but it does for some of these book lists. They'll count it as when it goes live and the week after, up to that week after. So you could potentially become a bestseller by using pre-orders and driving lots of traffic that way. You're not interested in that as a children's book author. You just want to be able to move things forward and get things rolling.
So I sent out to get my launch team, and I'm going to send another email either tomorrow or Friday morning. So, I have my whole launch team, and my pre-order is set up at this point in time for the 17th of October. Mm-hmm. So should I wait, or should I make it sooner?
No, I think you're good. I mean, you're saying your 17th of October is when your paperback goes live, right?
No.
No, that's your ebook.
our ebook. That's what we
Okay.
thought we would do for pre-order for the ebook.
Yeah,
And all I
and I
need for
think,
that is the cover, right?
right, I think for the actual date of when your ebook is available, I think we were conservative just because we wanted to make sure you'd have all your files in time.
Okay.
So
So-
once that date hits, the files have to be loaded, everything needs to be ready to deliver. So
Oh,
that's
I
why
thought
I
that,
wanted to make sure.
okay, I thought I just needed the cover for pre-orders, but that's not the case. I do need the files.
You need the cover to start the pre-order, to say it's on, go pre-order it. But when the actual date is that it's supposed to be available, all your files need to have been uploaded and everything, so it can be delivered.
So is there another spot to put that date? In
So
KDP?
that is the date for, the go live date. That's
Oh,
the date.
that's
So
the
that-
17th date that we picked.
Yes.
I see. Okay, I'm sorry to be thick-headed, but
No. It
I'm
takes
just-
time to understand and it can be complex. So it's not
okay,
a big deal at all. No, not at all.
okay. All right, I think I understand that now. All
It
right,
can be
thank
cute.
you.
It can be confusing. You're doing, you're doing what we had talked about, which is release the ebook at least, a week, preferably 2 weeks before the children's book paperback. You're releasing it at 99 cents, which is wonderful because when your launch team goes in there and they purchase for 99 cents, that is going to count as sales for you. So you should, while you're even on pre-order, you should see #1 new release, perhaps even a bestseller tag, even before your book is released, because
Okay.
Amazon counts the sales when they come in, even if you're on pre-order. So that's what a lot of us, of the children's authors that have gone through the course, have been seeing their books hit bestsellers even before they're released, which is, on Amazon bestseller. So that's awesome. And then once your print book releases, you can have those folks that have ordered the book, also the ebook, providing you with those reviews so that by the time your print book launches, you've got reviews already. And my goal to you guys in the course, I said, try to find 100 people for your launch team, so that even if only half of them come through for you with a review, you're starting, even before your book launches, you've got 50 reviews. So that is social proof. And if you've got some editorial reviews to go along with that, that can help you too, because places like Reader's Favorite, Midwest Book Review, Kirkus, others, for some books that are, pediatricians, if they're health related or whatever, and you've got a pediatrician that's willing to give you an editorial review, you can put that into your editorial reviews as well. So think about outside the box at other experts that you might want to evaluate your book, and then use that as an editorial review as well. If there are awards and things like that you're able to submit to, then as your book is released and the awards start coming in, that's more opportunity for you to get more accolades to celebrate, and continue to put that book in front of your audience, saying, here, we've got a #1 new release. Now we're a bestseller. You could do a big press release, Amazon author launches #1 best-selling book on Amazon, and, blast that to your local media and see if you can get some attention and forward that along. So it's work.
Mhm.
But if you follow the formula, it can really be helpful to get the book the attention that it needs. Once you've got your reviews, like we talked about, that's when you want to start kicking in Amazon ad dollars, so that it then starts showing to more people that have not yet, they don't know you, they don't know your book.
Right.
And promotional sites like BookBub, The Fussy Librarian, Free Booksy, and others, when you use those and you stack promotional emails and promotional dates, that will really help you to get more eyeballs that, again, have never seen you or your book. And so again, drive traffic, drive traffic. You need to really know your audience and where they are, so that you can drive traffic to the right places, to the right people. And then that will help continue to build that snowball and momentum for your book.
Okay. The editorial reviews, is there a spot that I would enter those on the back end? Okay,
Yes.
I haven't seen that yet. I guess after a book is published, then I will see
Yeah, once your
where that's
ebook
entered.
Once your ebook is published, even if it's just a pre-order, then we'll be able to go on and go to your Author Central page. So then put your author information and then accept your book. So claim your book. Once you've claimed the book, then you have access through Author Central to update those editorial reviews.
Okay. Thank you, April, very much.
You're welcome. So Lee, you're all set with your book. I clicked, we got everything all set for the what do you feed a bat? So we had to fix some issues we had some weird things going on, guys, with Lee's ISBNs. It was saying that she had already used the ISBN somewhere else. And it was kind of odd. I had to go back and kind of uncheck some things and recheck some things, and it worked out fine once it was updated. And sometimes especially when Amazon's rolling out new functionality, everything is fine, but it's giving you some kind of an obscure error. So I fixed that for you, Lee. We're all set. We clicked publish. So everything's good there. There's nothing more you have to do except kind of just keep working with your launch team, and you're in good shape. I don't think there's any issues at all with that now.
And I appreciate it. And of all the people that glitches should have come to, it shouldn't have been me. It should have been a little technically challenged. And of course, Denise and I, and of course, Lori, we tried to figure it out, and we didn't want to dig ourselves any deeper. And of course, we had, for some oddbally reason, we had an additional tile or whatever you would call that. And so April had to keep on looking to make sure we didn't put the numbers in as we looked at it. And remember, we took that off too. And so, oh my goodness, it was Denise and I and Lori were saying, like, you know what, we may be making this really bad, so we need to stop. And of course, I'm so glad that we just kept on thinking we were digging ourselves in farther and farther. And Denise goes, I think we better stop.
I probably have a dozen books for my authors that have been published this week alone. And so I'm in there so much doing this stuff, and I've probably run into every error. I should probably knock on wood, but there's usually not something that I haven't seen before. So when you're struggling, and if you need a little bit of guidance or help, I don't mind jumping in and helping out. But yeah, I remember when I first created my first book and tried to launch it, there was just a really strange error that it took like 2.5 weeks to work through, because Amazon wasn't very helpful. And I ended up having to go back to Boker and try to figure out what was going on. There was some ISBN error similar to what you were getting. And it boiled down to the title not being exactly the same, or something like very minor, like there was an extra space somewhere. And it took me like 2.5 weeks to work through that. So now I kind of have my list of what I go over when we do that. But I guess that's some people are releasing one book a year. And so you're not going to be, it's not going to be common for you to be able to come up with all of the things that could potentially go wrong or understand. But I'm in there every day helping authors, so I can usually figure it out if you can't.
Well, and thank goodness you did, because you knew all the things to go look, because between the bunches of us, we were going like, I don't know. And then I'm so glad you said something, Denise, about, I didn't exactly understand the pre-orders and when you're supposed to tell people and this. And so I'm glad you said, I'm kind of running a little behind, and but I am catching up, and people are like, listen, this is what's happening with me. And so people have been very nice and seem to understand that. But you're coming along, and now I understand a lot of things that you understand what you're saying. I told my husband, I said, okay, he says, so how's the book going? And I said, well, April fixed this and fixed this, and oh, and we put $22 on it. He goes, and who's this? I said, April. He goes, oh, okay, that's okay then. You're coming to dinner,
Yeah. Yeah. I wanted to make sure I ordered
Appreciate it.
I ordered one of the hardcovers and one of the paperbacks. When I went in for you on Ingram, I ordered those for you and just made sure that you had a copy of each one, because they're now enabled and you can actually see what are people going to see. So you've got that for you.
Oh, and thank you very much. But my husband said, oh yeah, it's your teacher. It's April. It's fine.
Right.
I said, she's
Go
still
ahead,
working. She's still working for me and helping me do stuff, she should be
Yeah.
sleeping or going to bed. She's still working on my stuff. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Go ahead, Pat. I see your hand is up.
Would you recommend getting a review for a book that maybe has been out a year or 6 months? Is it worth it to go to Fussy Librarian or BookBub or Book Sprout or whatever? Or is it better just to try to seek reviews for books that are just coming out, like this authors group that you're working with now? But for a book like mine, that maybe the second or the third one's
Yeah.
been out 6 months, the second one's been out about a year. I've never sought any, I don't think I've sought any reviews for them. Is it worthwhile for an author to go back?
I think the more what you can do is just continue to drive traffic to your books, and you'll get a certain percentage of those people that download it, purchase it, will go ahead and review it. So I try to make sure that my early books that I've released, that I go in and do promotions for them. And if I'm in Amazon, Select, the KDP Select, then I get 90, every 90 days I get 5 free days. So I might do a couple of days free 1 month, the next month a couple more, and then the last month of the 90 days I have 1 more free day. So that's what I use for things like BookBub and Fussy Librarian, and just driving more eyeballs that maybe have yet to discover the books. And so because of that, hopefully you're still finding your audience and people that have never seen you before. So I think it's really good to do that promotional stuff. With regard to reviews, like going to maybe like Reader's Favorite, or like, are you talking about those editorial reviews? Yeah, if you have never submitted for some editorial reviews, it's not too late to go back and do that now. Sometimes when we're first launching, budget is tight. We're spending money on marketing, and maybe when budget starts to free up, you can go back and get the editorial reviews. You've got some great books, and having those editorial reviews it's just the social proof that help people to be aware that yes, you've got editorial reviews, you've got critical acclaim. If you're also have some budget to put into awards, then submit for awards as well, because that will help make you, give you the credibility as an author.
All right, thank you.
Anything
So,
else, Kevin?
when you take the Amazon ads class that you have coming up, would some of that stuff that you just said, I have no idea what you just meant. So would that be in the class? Because you had said you had X amount of days, and I don't understand. Well,
yeah. So the free KDP Select. So let me talk about. So that's not about Amazon ads. When you are publishing a book, and it's a Kindle book, you have that checkbox on there that says KDP Select, and you join KDP Select. I'm going to share my screen for a moment so I can. Let's see. Where is, stop share. Was I sharing that whole time? Hold on. I'm down one monitor, and it's like somebody cut my arm off. Here, okay. New share desktop. There we go. Okay. So let me know if you can see as I'm typing in Amazon.com. Can you see that?
Yes, April.
Okay, good, good, good. All right, so we're gonna go to let's see. Let's see, have you seen my sock? This is one of the authors that just recently launched a book. When we go here, let's take a look at what she's doing. So right now she has a #1 new release. She's got some ratings that are coming in. She's got the Kindle here that says $2.99. This right now it's not showing that her book is available on let's see here. Let me go through one other. Sorry, I don't think that that's been set up for KDP Select. Let me go to when I'm a surgeon. All right, so this one is another one of my authors. Read with our free app. Oh, I see why. I'm sorry. I'm signed in Australia. That's why it wasn't showing me those other ones. I'll sign in as myself. Bear with me. Because I was signed in as my Australian author, it was not showing that I could get things through Kindle Select or KDP Select. Let's see, 341-292, 341-292. All right, so now have you seen my sock? Should show the right thing here. So what we see here is that people that have Kindle Unlimited can get this for free. So I pay $9.99 a month or something for Kindle Unlimited. When anybody puts their book in Kindle Unlimited, I can go in and grab their book and I can have up to 10 books checked out for free. So in other words, I don't have to pay anything above and beyond my $10 a month. Similar to like an Audible membership, you get so many a month. Well, with this, I've got Kindle Unlimited. People that have Kindle Unlimited can just read it for free, and that's perfectly fine. However, the other benefit is you can also make your book free on KDP. You can go on, and because you joined Kindle Unlimited, one of the benefits that Amazon gives us is 5 free days that you can set anytime you want to make that book free for anybody, not just for people in Kindle Unlimited. So you can do things like go to the Fussy Librarian or any of these promotional sites and schedule a promotion, and then your book becomes free and it'll be like buy now for free. So it is anybody can grab your book for free. So that gets updated in KDP. I'm just going to go. It is not something that, let's see, sign out here.
But you have to be in Kindle Select, correct?
You have to be in KDP Select, yes.
KDP.
So when I log in, I'll just show you just a quick thing here. 009762.
Is KDP Select something that we purchase?
No, it's actually you're agreeing. So let me just go here into my Kindle for puppy pickup day. Okay, so this is page 1, the things you fill out for your book, right? All of the information, detailed information. Then we're going to go to page 2. Come on now. So here, is where we upload our files. And then when we get to the third page, for the pricing page, there's a checkbox here that allows us to join KDP Select. Where is it? Did I go past it? Hold on.
Yeah, it was up above.
KDP Select enrollment. So when you're originally setting things up, you would have this as it would be a checkbox. So I've already enrolled in that. And what I do when I come here to marketing tab, which is in KDP, when you log in and you go to your marketing tab, you can enroll one of your books in KDP Select. You can also run a price promotion. So free book promotion. I can create a free book promotion for any of my books that are in KDP Select. So I would say here, puppy pickup day, I want to make free on a particular day. Hold on, let me move that out of the way here. So I can continue. I choose the book that I want to promote, and then it says here, you've used 0 out of 5 that are available. And so I can come here and choose which day. Maybe I want to do it in October. So you choose the day that you want your book to be available, and then you would use that to promote your book to others. So I will say the days that work really well are Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays. Mondays and Fridays and weekends don't work very well. You can set your book for free. But what I typically do is I go to the promotional sites and I book that promotional date. For example, the Fussy Librarian. I'll just kind of walk through what I would normally do here. I would go to the Fussy Librarian, and the Fussy Librarian is a place that I can go and advertise my book. I want to have a free ebook that I want to promote. They have 600,000 readers, and a subset of those are interested in children's books. So you're promoting. So I want to say, let me schedule a free book promo. Here's children's books. I want to do a promotion on my children's book. And so now they are going to give me the list, the dates here where that I can choose from. So if I want to pick a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because I know those are the best, I can do the 18th. I could do 24th. So I would pick a day. So here, let's do the 18th. And it's $25. I would go ahead and book it. So you have to plan ahead, because you have to plan enough in advance to make sure that you are purchasing and doing things the way that you would expect. So I'm just going to go ahead and put my information in here. All right, well, I won't check out online here, but now what I'll do, so let's just imagine I've gone through and I booked it. Now I come here and I would put that date. I would choose that date and say, okay, the 18th to the 19th, I'm going to have these 2 days free. And then I would let people know my book is going to be free on those 2 days. So I could email my list. I can also, Fussy Librarian is going to blast it out. If I wanted to, I could go to other sites like Free Booksy and book the same day for them, or book the 19th for them. So I'm having them drive more traffic. BookBub does an amazing job at driving traffic for your books. So, you might get 10,000 downloads if BookBub accepts you for a BookBub deal. So those kind of things are ways of driving traffic to your book and getting it discovered, using promotional content and, making your book free, or putting it on discount for $1.99 or 99 cents.
So April, then you're kind of stacking the reviews.
You could, stacking the promotions, you mean?
Stacking the promotions.
Yes.
And that
Yes,
way,
right.
you get maximum effort. Could you explain, I know that my books are on I always have everything on KDP Select, and I believe it's good for 90 days at a time, but could you
That's right.
explain the pros and the cons of having a book or ebook on KDP Select?
Yes, I'll do that. Just give me one more moment because
Sure.
before I jump into that, I just want to show one thing. So this is the book that I was just talking about, my puppy pickup day. It's been out for a while. It's been my first book. And you see it's on Kindle Unlimited. Now, if I come here, there's one other thing that I really like for those of you that are looking for great ways of promoting your free ebook days. I have this tool called KDROI. And let me see, hopefully I will be able to log in here. Login failed. That's a bummer. I'm on my other laptop that doesn't have everything all saved and logged in already. But what KDROI does is it allows me, and if I forgot password or something, maybe it'll help me be able to demo this in a bit. But what KDROI allows me to do is I go to the Amazon listing and it's something I purchased, I think, for $40, but it's a tool by the same people that make KDSpy. And once you have it, you install it as a Chrome extension, and then you can go to the Amazon listing, click on the Chrome extension with KDROI, and it will come up and allow you to push your book promotion out to a couple of dozen sites in like it's like it takes everything that you've entered that's already been entered on the Amazon listing, and it allows, so you just choose your date. It's already got the information pre-filled in, and you just blast it out and it puts it out there for that particular date, which is really helpful. So if you buy a couple of different promotions and then you also blast it out using KDROI, you can get a lot of extra eyeballs on your book for those free days. So the benefit of using the Amazon and joining the Select program is you get these free days. I also believe, this is my own belief too, is when you're first launching a book, if it's in the Select program, I feel like Amazon does more to get it out there, to push, you get more love from Amazon when you're initially launching. If you're launching a book from KDP, and especially those that are in Kindle Unlimited. So that's why I usually recommend to start with the 90 days period. And so that's a benefit of you have to be exclusive to Amazon only for your ebook. So this doesn't mean you can't sell your print books elsewhere, but for your ebook, they only want you to be with them. If you say I'm part of Kindle Select, or you check that button off, then you're saying I'm not going to go anywhere else with my ebook, at least for 90 days. So it will auto renew if you don't take it out of Kindle Unlimited, it auto renews. You can, take it out of auto renew so that at the end of that 90 days, now you have flexibility. So let's go to what are the benefits of going wide. If you go to Draft to Digital, you upload your book there, and now it's no longer just Amazon that has it. Now they're going to blast it out to a ton of other places, Apple Books, Google Books, other places that have ebooks. And the benefit is that now you have the ability for other customers besides people on Amazon to discover your ebook. So you can do promotions. You can, when you go to BookBub, for example, and you fill out a promotion, they love to see you in more than just Amazon. So you might find yourself getting selected for a BookBub deal because you have a link to Amazon, you have a link to Apple Books, Google Books, Kobo, other places. So you'll fill out all the information. And I think, and this is, you know, based on my experience, you're much more likely to get selected for a BookBub deal, which is huge, you know, huge, could end up being, you know, 15,000 downloads of your ebook or more, just because you've got a wide distribution. I think it does help you with those really selective sites like BookBub. You also have the ability, because there are some people that only want to go to Google for their books, or they only want to do Apple Books, right? So they're loyal customers and they're not into doing everything on Amazon. So you've got another community that you can reach out to and people that can discover your books. Now, the downside is you've got communities that are yet to discover your book, and you need to put some marketing into helping them discover it too. So there, it's good and bad, right? You need to, but it gives you more opportunity. And the goal is to get less of a pie dependent upon Amazon sales only, right? If right now 80% of your sales are Amazon, and over time you can shrink that to 50%, then if Amazon, you know, does something silly like cancels your account, or something weird happens with their algorithm and it's no longer profitable for you, and you've got other things built out, then you're not as dependent on any one platform. And that's, I think that should be a long-term goal for all of us. Make sense? All right. I hope that was helpful, Pat.
I have a quick question, April, and it has to do with A+ content, if it's okay. I know that you don't usually
Yeah.
talk about that in
Sure.
new author conversation, but I did notice, because I ordered pre-ordered Lee's book today, and I didn't see A+ content, but I know that we add A+ content to our ebook. I went into my ebook and that's where I added it. So when my ebook is up for pre-order, will I not see my A+ content?
So the A+ content, first of all, has to be added. Does everybody know what A+ content is? Let me just assume not everybody knows. So let me go in and just do a quick, let's see here. Share screen. Why is this so hard to navigate without my extra monitor? I am hating this. If I go,
That's because we get comfortable with what we're used to. And
are you able to see my desktop here?
yes.
Okay. All right. So let's go to, let me see, Samantha. Here's my A+ content down here. Okay. So I'll just, here's the listing. When I scroll down, I see things that are in my series, and then I see this from the publisher. And this is A+ content. So you can add these modules, these informational modules that talk about, and what I like to do is have something, you know, more like have your cover information about the book, something that's maybe a favorite spread, things about the book, the value of the book. So social emotional learning, rhyming, perfect for reluctant readers. So I'm talking about the value of the book and extra content. And I also include here things that I want to allow people to jump into directly from here, showing all my other books. So these things are really valuable. And when you are on KDP, so here's your back to KDP where we were, and you're going to marketing. that marketing tab doesn't just have KDP Select, it has Amazon ads. And then here is A+ content. So you can set your own A+ content up by choosing the marketplace and then managing it all through here. So here's my puppy pickup day one. And you can go in and create those modules and edit the content, add the content, edit it. Now, you can do this yourself. And I do have a guide, a step-by-step guide and video that you guys have in your library. I have it also available. The guide is available for download on my website, which kind of goes through it step by step. But you go through and you'll edit the information here and create this. So Lee, if you have not yet created A+ content, you can take a look at doing that yourself, or you can, who's your mentor for the course? Was it Vasi or Tammy?
I don't know.
Oh,
But-
okay.
But we did, but I did do A+ content, and it's in my stuff. I just assumed it went in there when I.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
Yeah.
let me do something here then. What I'm gonna want to do is go to your KDP.
Okay.
Let's take a quick step at how you can actually add it. So you've developed the A+ content. It's just not connected yet, right?
It must not be, and I think that's what Denise was saying, that it. I just assumed that it just wasn't showing because it was the pre-order.
Lee,
Now,
this is you right here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if we dial in here and I go to your marketing tab. Oh, actually, first of all, I want to take the ASIN. So here, this is your ASIN here on your bookshelf. And this is the identifier that Amazon has assigned for your Kindle book. So
okay.
we're going to need that information. So we're going to go into marketing here. And let's go see what you've set up for A+ content. So we're going to go to A+ content, US. Okay, so you have what do you need? What do you feed a bat? Now you've got all of this beautifully put here. I think that's great.
Thank you, Denise. Denise helped.
Yeah,
We
you
went
did
over
nice.
that.
You did a very nice job, Denise. So I would go here and I would click edit. And now next is apply the ASINs. So you
Ah,
actually need to connect it by going in here and adding the ASIN.
Okay.
I'm going to paste that in and it shows what do you feed a bat. I'm going to say apply. So now when you have your paperback and your hardcover ASINs, you can also, well, the paperback anyway, you can come through here and add it for one with Amazon. Then we do next to review. And we see this looks good. We're going to go ahead and submit for approval. It takes a couple of days for that to come in, and then it will appear at the bottom of your listing, just like mine did.
Okay.
and so
And I,
April, if you wanted to modify it, can you or edit it? Can you
Yeah,
still
edit.
edit it and then like reapply it?
Yep, you just do the same
Okay.
thing again.
oh,
Just go
okay.
through the same process.
Okay.
Because as you get other books, maybe, Lee, that you want to also do, like at the bottom of mine, I had like other books that it should go to and maybe see other books from this author. So you
Okay.
can add these new modules if you wanted to. Here's the module that I use. These A+ content has all these different layouts and modules. This is the one that you saw at the top of my A+ content for Puppy Pickup Day. I had the book title here. I had my face here, a little bit about me and a little bit about the book and the check boxes here. But you can experiment with these. This is the 3 boxes that you had, but it's a great way to get some extra attention on your book, having that A+ content there. The other thing I really love about A+ content is that if somebody is using their cell phone to look at your listing, the A+
Right.
content comes right after the title and the price. The A+ content shows even before the description of your book. So it really helps build conversion, turn more browsers into buyers because it's got this beautiful, rich content.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's really helpful. Go ahead, Pat. I see your hand raised. We'll make this the last question for today.
Not
and
a
then
question,
we'll-
not a question, but a comment.
Okay.
For those of you that have never created A+ content, I'm an older author and I am not very technological, but I used April's handouts and her videos, and I created my own A+ content for my third book. So if you just follow along, you can do it and you can edit it. I had to go back in and edit, but
Okay.
and I used Canva, created the images in the free version of Canva. That's my only comment. With April's tools that she gives you, her videos and her handouts, you can do it on your own.
Yeah, I just put a link there. If you go to selfpubmadesimple.com and then /A+, APLUS -guide. And it's in the chat. The link is in the chat. If you're interested in, if you want to go and grab that, what I did is I have that page shows a video walking through the A+ content. And it also, if you put your email address, it'll deliver you the guide, the step-by-step printed guide that can help you walk through every step of the process. So that'll be easy for anybody. It's a free item that I wanted available for others that we're working on it. So Kevin, how are you feeling about, getting started? Do you feel like you got the answers that you needed? If you need some additional help, you can always join these sessions, but you can also set up a one-on-one with me just to talk specifically about your project and,
Okay.
maybe do a free consult, and I can let you know some of the things that are coming and what makes sense potentially for additional help if you need it.
All right, that sounds real good. No, there's a lot of good information tonight, and I really appreciate it. So thank you.
You're welcome.